You're 38. Aaron Rodgers is 40. Coming off, you're talking about injuries. Injuries happen. Injuries happened in the first 4 snaps of the game Monday night, or the week 1 opener. I was there at MetLife watching it happen. Aaron shows up for his 20th NFL training camp, which is incredible and a feat in and of itself. What is the biggest challenge for Aaron Rodgers as he's trying to get to the Super Bowl and win another one?
I think just coming back from that Achilles. And I think he kind of proved that he was way, ahead of schedule. We saw him out there throwing early last year in the middle of the year, thinking he might be able to come back. And, with what they can do with surgeries these days, we've all seen the videos of them showing how they repaired his Achilles. I think as long as he stays on top of that, I think the Jets, I know you were mentioning off air that the Chiefs are going to win it again, but if Aaron stays healthy, they definitely have a great chance to challenge the Chiefs, not only because of Aaron and the talent they brought around him, but their defense is incredible. And having been on a team where Coach Saleh was a defensive coordinator, I know that he will always have them motivated and ready to go. So, for me, as watching as a fan last year, you see Aaron go down, and you're like, this is just not good for football. So hopefully he's back, he's recovered, and he's a guy that I've always admired watching. We'd sit there, Tom and I would sit there and break down, like, man, how is he throwing this football? It's almost like a tennis serve or like a volleyball serve. And he's just such a phenomenal thrower of the football that, you love to see when he's out there and the things that he can do. And really with the guys that they've, paired him up with out there in New York.
I'm a big Saleh fan. Got to sit with him last year. I think he's dealt with a lot of adversity. I like hearing you give him a vote of confidence. You're somebody who knows him, somebody who shared time with him. And I feel like there's a lot of, I don't even know if it's negativity, but there's a lot of questions like, is he the one? Can he do it? I think a bunch of people would answer the question of what's the biggest challenge, and they'd say, is Saleh the guy? And there's questions about lots of coaches in the NFL like that. Why is Saleh the guy, outside of being a motivator of men, like you just said?
Well, I think just the passion that he brings. I remember those practices in San Francisco when he was the defensive coordinator. I mean, we were going at it back and forth, back and forth. And the passion that he brought to practice every day, the intensity was awesome. And I think players in this era, in this day and age, that's what they gravitate towards. And really, if you look at his career in New York, there really hasn't been an established quarterback. And I think, obviously, that's what everyone wanted to see last year with Aaron. Unfortunately, he goes down on the first drive of the game. So, you could really kind of say that was a wash of a year. And I know people don't like to look at it that way. But the reality is, let's see if Aaron stays healthy and that team plays a full season with him at the quarterback. I think Saleh, we could talk about, possibly being one of the top coaches in the NFL, because if you look at the defense that they've executed the past few years, it's always been a top defense. It's kind of just the offense been lagging behind.
They got to get it going with Hassan Reddick, got to get him. I think he is that piece that they need to sort of put them over the top. Or is there another piece that's needed? Obviously, there's a lot of rumors. Aaron Rodgers, gets his way. He wants this guy. Do you think they have enough pieces around Aaron? You said, I don't put words in your mouth. You're basically saying the Jets are the contender to the Chiefs. They're the team you would pick to say we can take them out.
I think them with Aaron staying healthy, and I think, a sleeper team, the more I've been doing some of this media stuff, you watch, and I think you look at the Houston Texans and what they've done and what C.J. Stroud did as a rookie last year, I think that's a sleeper. I mean, if he continues to progress on his track, I mean, they add Stephon Diggs, they have a good defense, you have a really good young coach who was under Coach Saleh, DeMeco Ryans, who comes from San Francisco. I saw Nick Caserio at Tom Brady's Hall of Fame introduction here in New England, and I said, man, Nick, you're just killing it. Pick after pick, he's killing it. And it's always so good for me to see a guy he was the first guy that I ever met with the Patriots when I was coming out of the NFL. So to see him now as a GM, and last year, he drafts the offensive rookie of the year, the defensive the rookie year in the same draft, and the success that they had. I really, really like, C.J. Stroud and how he played last year. And I think if he takes another step, this is an opportunity. It just takes one game. If he has a great game and they shut down Mahomes in the playoffs, you're one game away from going to the Super Bowl.
I love that I don't know that there was a more exciting booking for me in the last year than when they said Nick Caserio will come on and talk to you. Because I worked in New England, and it was just this looming sort of like, he never was in the public eye. He was like, down in a basement somewhere at Patriot Place, like, with numbers and figures and graphs and stuff like that. So to see him get recognition, seeing him work so well with the head coach, the sleeper Super Bowl team for Brian Hoyer is the Texans. We love to see it. Yeah.